mostly same. I was at Connie like Weiss and Mus, but I lost my brain.
Philadelphia, home to one of the NBA's most historic teams, the 76ers. Here are the players arriving earlier in the mood for action. Greetings, and the starting group for the Spurs. In the backcourt, it's the veteran Paul paired with Castle. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. And it's Vassell in at the small forward position. And for the 76ers, we've got Tyrese Maxey. George is out there with Yabusele. Then there's Embiid, and it's the machine in at the 2. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And you've got to admire the toughness that Embiid plays with. He doesn't let fouls stop him from scoring.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
At the line for your Sixers, Joel Embiid. One shot.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
I really don't think there's a more impactful player in the league. Even on nights when his stats don't show it, Embiid changes everything when he's on the floor.
Here's Castle. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Embiid. And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Thanks. The Spurs are great at drafting and developing, and in selecting Stephon Castle with the 4th overall pick, they've made a play on upside. He's a versatile wing defender. Shooting and his position were the question marks. Can he be a primary playmaker? Will his three-pointer prove to be reliable? Guys will see, but the Spurs are very excited to bring Stephon Castle into their program.
A star talent. Hey, Shams, we so appreciate the reporting you gave us right there. Thank you.
It doesn't take much for Maxey to find a lane to the rim.
Sohan with the ball. And Embiid pulls it down. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to Cleveland. George passes to the machine. And that one drops.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Now, Sohan, 8 points his last outing, and the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, 2 turnovers already in just the first few minutes. Clearly a bit careless. They need him to refocus.
Well, Greg, I'm sure their coach is very pleased with their offensive flow right now.
I mean, it's harder than it looks to get it going like this. Now they just have to maintain it.
Here's the machine. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Paul, left side. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
A master at finding angles to finish. Chris Paul uses quickness to his advantage.
Here's Maxey. Offensive rebound. Embiid.
Super work on the boards. They really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of hope.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. And that one's good. Maxey's got 5 now.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
I caught up with Coach Nick Nurse, and I asked him, how do you contend with the size and skill of Victor Wembanyama? He said, every night we see this guy do something no one has ever seen before. It's kind of like dealing with the unknown. A whole new kind of player needs new schemes. So we'll see some inventiveness out there on the defensive side tonight, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for San Antonio. They trail by 7. 76ers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. You know, Greg, with the combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
Just 2 to shoot. The Machine sinks the three-pointer. The Machine's got his second bucket of the night.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Ball against Maxey. Here's Castle. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You have to be aware of Wembanyama on the boards. Really keep a body on it.
Yabusele passes to the Machine. To the middle. Embiid inside. Defended by Wembanyama. The 76ers need to get off a shot. And the rejection by Wembanyama.
They say the vertical is where Castle lacks a bit. Show me where it lacked there.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. They're getting their first look of the season at San Antonio in this one.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are 2 teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
Now a look at the stats for Paul George. And it's the 76ers with the ball. 6-point game. Here's the Machine. He's got 5. Pass to Grimes. Here's McCain. Over Castle. A nice shot by McCain.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
Pass to Branham. Here's Castle. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
Yeah, poor communication at the defensive end. Many of the rotations were late.
Now Johnson. After Kelly Oubre missed from long range. Wembanyama against Oubre. Shot, high post, and Wembanyama gets it to go.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
To the wing right side. Here's the Machine. They get the rebound, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And that's 280 pounds crashing the glass. Drummond bullying his way there on that second chance bucket.
Now here's Capella. 9-point game his last outing. Here's Castle. Here's Wembanyama. It's good. Wembanyama's got 6.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
1:25 left to play here in the first. Oubre can't get it to go.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. Edwards, he's checked in for the Machine. San Antonio also making a switch. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in. 76ers with a completely new group now.
Line for the Spurs.
So, Stan, you started in the NBA back in the mid-90s. How is coaching different from, say, now to back then?
Wow, Kevin, it's just so different and in so many ways. The players have gotten better, bigger, faster, more skilled. There's more coaches on a staff. Strength coaches have increased in volume and in influence, so there's less practice. Everything now has to be done differently.
Everything is bigger, isn't it?
It really is.
The machine is out there with Maxey. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Yabusele in at the force line. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Here's Sohan. He has yet to score. Just 5 on the clock. It's Vassell on the wing. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Here's George. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. That shot off. San Antonio trailing here. Vassell outside. And it's the machine with the rebound. 76ers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. In the corner, George with it. Some solid defense from Johnson. And San Antonio shooting around 41% on the night. Here's Vassell, and it's good from the elbow. Vassell's got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
Yeah, and that mid-range shot is really Vassell's primary weapon.
Greg, you know this. Getting that second contract is a major goal for young players in the NBA. Devin Vassell.
And Devin did, signing a huge 5-year extension in 23. And he ended up having his finest year after inking that deal. Vassell has a very bright future.
Here's Sohan. Following the basket by Tyrese Maxey. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his second.
Such an interesting player, isn't he, Coach? Jeremy Sohan. He played a lot of point guard during his second season.
Yeah, Kevin, the Spurs experimented with Sohan at the 1. It was a bit unconventional. They went away from it later in the year. But that experience as a point guard will continue to help his playmaking ability as his career progresses.
Spurs making a switch here. Wembanyama is checked in.
Watching Jeremy Sohan develop has been so interesting. He's a strong passer and defender, but he's working hard to be a more complete player.
Here's the machine. 5 points in the game. Here's Paul. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. Wembanyama has got 3 assists in the game. And there's the pass to the machine. Passes it to Embiid. Shoots from 12. And he can't bank that one in.
And talk about effort. Embiid staying with that one.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Ball outside. Inside. Wembanyama.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
76ers trailing. Maxey passes to the machine. Chalk up 2 there. The machine's got 7.
A solid facilitator. I like whenever Maxey looks to get his guys involved.
To the right side. Wembanyama against Embiid. Wembanyama passes to Vassell. The 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Well, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Now, here is George. Still yet to score. Shot clock at 6. And the rejection by Wembanyama. The Spurs have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Vassell wide open. That drops. Nice speed that time from Wembanyama. Wembanyama has got 4 assists now tonight. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Spurs.
Wow, those early blocks are key. They are intimidating their opponents and making them hesitant.
And also, given the game is more fast-paced nowadays, I like the way they've capitalized in transition, keeping their foot on the gas.
Wembanyama with that soft touch around the rim.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been awesome.
It's good. Nice touch there from Maxey. Spurs leading by 3. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Clock at 6. Johnson outside. Over George. Johnson can't hit.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Johnson against George. Over Johnson. The shot by George, no good.
And I don't know if he needs a rest in this quarter or what, but he needs something to get off the snide.
Vassell, no good.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thank you, Kevin. You asked Greg Popovich about Victor Wembanyama, and he says Victor's a different player. He's got talents, and you don't want to take that out of him. I tried to do that with Manu Ginobili, and I learned my lesson. Just shut up and let him play. Victor does some amazing things. His game is all-encompassing. Kevin?
That's a great way to put it, D.A. It is all-encompassing. Wembanyama is 1 of 1. Hey, thank you for the report. And Philadelphia calls time here. And the Spurs winning the 2023 lottery stand, adding the terrific Victor Wembanyama. A friend. 19 left in the first half of the game. And that concludes
Sandro Mamukelashvili. That's the end of the first half with the score. Your 76ers 31. The Spurs 40.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You have to like what we're seeing from Tyrese Maxey.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
On the floor for San Antonio. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. In the backcourt, it's the veteran Paul paired with Castle. And it's Vassell in at the 3 spot. And that one falls for Vassell. Well, Devin Vassell has flown under the radar for a long time and passed a lot of fans, Coach. But we've seen it. He can fill it up.
Yeah, Kevin, look. He is an outstanding shooter. He's got great footwork. He can score at all 3 levels. He reminds you a bit of DeMar DeRozan, but maybe even with more of a 3-point shot.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity. Great look, just couldn't finish.
The length and quickness of George is so difficult to guard against. That really compromises the defense, forcing them to foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Paul George. 2 shots.
first one falls for him. And Stan, we seem to be in the midst of a big man renaissance in the NBA. And I love it. So that being said, which of these big stars do you like the most?
Well, that's a tough question because there's so much talent and they're all different. You've got Embiid, who is unstoppable offensively. You've got Wembanyama with his combination of size and length, skill and agility. You've got guys who can shoot the ball. But the guy that combines the most of those things that I would take, Nikola Jokic.
Maxey passes to the machine. To the paint, it's deflected and stolen by Vassell. Here's Castle, and it's a great finish! Oh my! And he takes that one up and powers it through. And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. George passes to the machine. Outside, Maxey. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And give credit to Maxey for just being aggressive inside, earning that whistle in the process.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. Maxey hits them both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Paul passes to Wembanyama. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
The 76ers trail by 15. Now, here's Maxey. 13 points in the game. And slam dunk by Maxey.
Offensively, Maxey can be such a problem. He attacks you with that relentless energy.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Outside for Wembanyama. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Wembanyama's got 15 points.
You know, they've hit the ground running to begin this second half. 4 for 5 so far.
The passes to Maxey. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Dishes to George. Maxey against Paul. The machine passes to Maxey. Off target with his 3.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
They grab their own miss. Wembanyama. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his
that one on Embiid.
A generational talent for Wembanyama. The sky is the limit and the reality.
The Spurs have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
2 shots. And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Free throw good, Wembanyama. And really, Stan, Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be one of those paradigm-shifting players. Don't you agree?
Oh, no doubt, Kevin. First of all, there are not going to be very many 7'4" guys come along. And then come with the skills that he has on a court, the length, his mobility, how fluid he is. It's unprecedented.
All right, Stan, let's put that coaching hat back on you. How in the world would you game plan for a player like Victor Wembanyama?
Well, that's a great question, Kevin, and there are no great answers because he's so good. I think when you're guarding him, You want to be as physical as you can and keep him as far away from the basket as possible to negate his length. Defensively, or when you're on offense, his defense, I think you want to use his instincts to block shots against him, take the ball at him, draw him, and get the ball to open people.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but if it were that good, it would work more often against a guy that good.
It's stolen by Wembanyama. Fires from deep. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got his 8th rebound here tonight. No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Not a great start to the second half, just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Paul looking over the floor. Here's Castle. And a miss there on the triple. The 76ers trail by 18. Pass to the machine. To the left side wing. Outside, Maxey. Over Paul. And that one's good. Maxey's got 6 in the quarter.
And how about the awareness from Maxey firing off that shot just in time?
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. We see coaches stand willing to pay fines for complaining about the officiating. I'm having a hard time thinking if you ever did that. Going back in my Rolodex here. Did you? Did you ever do that, Coach? Here's Castle. They've got Embiid. Maxey out there with the machine. Then it's George. And it's Yabusele in at the power forward. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Maxey passes to the machine. Count that one. And it's 9 points for the machine.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Vassell outside. Embiid against Wembanyama. Fires from the corner. Vassell, no good. The 76ers trail by 12. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. From the corner. It's hauled in by the 76ers. George passes to the machine. Back to George. Shoots over Vassell. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Spurs leading by 12. Pass to Castle. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
Size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
Chris Paul's checked in for San Antonio.
Known for his strong defense, Castle is someone any coach would love to have. He is a hard-working rookie.
Well, they're behind, but it's certainly not because of him. He's doing everything he can. He just needs more help from his teammates.
Here's Castle. And the basket is good. Castle's got 10 points here in the second half.
I love that basket from Castle. Heady play from the rookie.
Yabusele kicks to George. Here's the machine, and it's the machine with the foul.
Number 22.
That's his first foul.
Just been really inefficient. 5 turnovers. You know, it's as if he's playing for the other team.
Sohan with the ball. Makes it off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 15.
Such a unique player. Jeremy Sohan can score anywhere on the floor. does great things for his team.
And here's Wembanyama. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Castle. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. George against Vassell. Pulls it up. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Vassell outside. Pass to Wembanyama. Pass to Castle. Here's the three. And it's Sochan missing.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
George makes a fantastic move and nails the shot.
And with his strength, George is not your average swing player. He can get his in the paint.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And the NBA coach has made sure franchises can't sell their future via draft picks in a trade. What do you think of that?
I think it was probably a good idea because, you know, all of us, coaches, maybe even more than GMs, but organizations get to a point that you want to win so badly in the present that you're willing to just sacrifice the future, and that can lead to some very bad teams down the road, and the NBA doesn't want that.
And we've seen that. You're right. A lot of examples. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. He demanded something of his guys. He said, I'm not satisfied yet. Are you? You've worked hard, but we need to keep piling it on. Don't give them any hope, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. And it's the machine missing. Spurs leading by 11. Sochan, the pass to Paul. And it's the machine with the rebound. 76ers have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. The dish now to George. And Maxey with the basket on the assist by George. Maxey's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Philadelphia. The pass to Wembanyama. Sochan with the ball. Ball outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can they get it? Pass to Castle. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Sixers ball.
Philadelphia with the ball. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. The machine passes to Yabusele. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Sochan finds Paul. Wembanyama outside. Vassell against George. Count it good. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Well, they're shot blocking. The defensive effort level has been great. You got to love that intensity.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific. Doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Victor Wembanyama.
And when he's been on the floor, it has been a clinic in rim protection and shot blocking. He's played the defense of 3 men tonight. His block total has gotten to a point you almost never see in an NBA game.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players.
2 minutes remaining.
George against Vassell. To the inside, Wembanyama. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And it's George finishing it off.
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they
execution to get back in it. This game's very much in reach for them.
It's George on the wing. And the layup's good off the glass. Now just a 5-point Spurs lead.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Wembanyama passes to Sohan. Back to Paul. Shot clock at 5. Good look from Vassell. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Well, this is Vassell's game. He can do that all day.
Back to Maxey. He's off on that one. Good defense by Wembanyama.
That's a careless pass and a wasted possession. That's just unnecessary.
Philadelphia with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run.
And you can tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Ball against Maxey. Passes it to Wembanyama. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. No room for them to make a mistake here.
You got to almost play perfect from here on out.
No good from Yabusele. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Tyrese Maxey. That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
30 seconds left in the fourth. And he commits the intentional foul.
Tyrese Maxey. That's his third personal foul.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
Paul is truly the prototypical point guard. He's got a high IQ, takes care of the ball, and he prioritizes setting up his teammates.
Perfectly done at the strike there. That brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
Here's Maxey. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
Not one to turn down a challenge. Maxey. Wow.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
For the Spurs, Chris Paul taking 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. Timeout called the 76ers. They trail by 6. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
They need a quick basket here.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from 3, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Here's Embiid. Pass to the machine. Tries again. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. San Antonio calls timeout.
San Antonio with
They're ahead by 3. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Right now, it's your Sixers and Big. Are you ready?
6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Shooting for San Antonio, Chris Paul.
Shoot 2.
Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And that'll just about do it. Coming through at the line in a big spot.
Misses the shot. And so it's San Antonio with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So now for Greg Anthony.